So Safe and Together, it's a model basically of domestic abuse practice for child welfare professionals, and essentially has now become this kind of globally used model that's used across the world, and then within the UK. In Respect, we are the delivery partners across the 11 boroughs in London which are using the model. Well, it's a systems change model. So the aim is that it's aimed to support practice both at the kind of frontline level, so for social workers and family workers, also at a kind of systems organizational level. How are these organizations kind of responding to families and supporting families affected by domestic abuse? And the way it does that really is through training. And so it provides a 4-day training which social workers and family workers can go on, which is very skills based, very much around the kind of practice skills which are needed, assessment skills, interviewing skills, documentation skills, and then also practice support. So we provide kind of case file audits, reflective supervision for practitioners. So that's much more focused on kind of individual practice. And then on a more strategic sort of systemic level, we can provide support around how systems such as their case recording systems are working. And the idea really is that at all of these levels, so both the kind of frontline end of things and also the more sort of system side of things, that organisations have become more domestic abuse informed in how they work. So moving away from what has predominantly perhaps been this kind of failure to protect a narrative within children's services. What that means really is where organisations focus primarily on the adult victim survivor, which in this context usually is mothers, to shift that focus onto the person causing the harm. So as we can increase that accountability, we can offer that opportunity of change for them, but we can also partner better with the adult survivor and build better kind of relationships with them, because we know that for children, ultimately that's what they need, in terms of kind of achieving better outcomes for them having that opportunity to recover and repair, having the non-abusive parent have that better relationship with services. You know, a model like this, it's quite simple in what it's doing. It's just shifting that focus, but it's a really important shift. When we're clear around where the harm is coming from, who's accountable for that harm, it allows us to work in, you know, to form those better partnerships with the adult survivor, and then, you know, leads to more effective assessments, more detailed assessments, and therefore better case plans, which are more effective and lead to change really that for the child is meaningful. Yeah, social workers feeling that their relationships have improved, definitely with adult victim survivors. And then in terms of perpetrator work, you know, social workers, family workers feeding back that they just feel a lot more confident now in being able to do that. So with that, we see more perpetrators being spoken to, being engaged, and those who aren't engaged for whatever reason, we're seeing much greater accountability on the system. So we're seeing much more emphasis on documenting the behaviours. It's a long way to go, and there's still progress that we need to see, and we're, you know, it's an ongoing thing, but I do feel that there is a shift happening.